Welcome to the next episode of The American Dream, the only national show that combats negative media and gives you local flavor from your own neighborhoods. On today's show, we're focusing on the best of January. We're going out to Miami, Boise, and our very own San Diego, California, America's finest city, to show you some of the best stories from all across the country. Let's start the American Dream right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
All right, today's show is centered around the best of from January. But before we go into our national storyline, first, we're going into your own backyard to show you what's happening in your neighborhoods. Let's go check it out.
Hi, I'm Julie Peters with Houlihan Lawrence Real Estate. I'm here in Darien, Connecticut, just a short train ride outside of New York City. It's winter time, getting to be a little chilly. What's better to do than curl up with a cozy book? So I'm going to head to my local bookstore. Come with me. Hey, Paige.
Hey, Julie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Thanks for coming in.
Well, you know what? It's winter time. I've got to get some good reads. And Barrett Books has such a wonderful history. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So in 2019, we celebrated our 80th anniversary. We've been around since 1939.
That's amazing.
It's pretty amazing. We started in Stamford. We were founded by Elizabeth Barrett. She sold the business to a couple with the last name Rose, and they brought the store from Stamford to Darien. In the late 90s, our current owner, Sheila Daly, and her late husband, Tom, bought the store, and they've owned it ever since.
What's really amazing is in this day and age of big box retailers that we have so many special stores in Darien that are still locally owned. You know, people walk in every day, I'm sure, that you know, and it feels like a family.
It really does. We're really based in the community, and it always makes us happy to see our repeat customers come into the store and new customers who discover us every day. We're in a new location that we moved to in April, so we're also getting a lot of new foot traffic here.
I'm sure you are. So could you show us around your store here?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So let's start right here because we're in one of the most popular sections of the store.
Okay.
We're right underneath our recommended sign. These are the reads that our booksellers have hand-picked, all in paperback, that we think are the best books out there right now. So when people come in and say, what should I read? The first thing we do is we point them to this table. And some of these books are rather new, out in the last year, and some of them have been around for a while.
So do you have any things that you'd recommend that you like?
Oh gosh, I love Exit West. This came out a couple years ago and was one of the New York Times top 10 of the year. Slightly fantastical, but a really beautiful refugee story. Love this one.
And are these all fiction, or are they a mix of fiction and nonfiction?
It's a mix. So George Packer, who actually came out with a new biography of Richard Holbrooke this year, this is one of his older books called The Unwinding. And so this would be an example of nonfiction. And if you want something really off the beaten path, My Sister, the Serial Killer.
Oh.
You think that this is going to be sort of a terrifying read, but it's actually pretty funny.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of good picks
Unexpected.
here.
Yeah.
And then right behind us is the new fiction section. So all of this has come out in about the last 6 months. And so if you're really on top of it and you want to read what's hot and new, this is where you would come.
Well, living in town for a long time, I know that there are a lot of voracious readers here.
Yes.
So you probably have repeat customers that you see on a weekly basis, I would think.
Absolutely. And people who come in with their book review in hand and they're ready to take whatever's at the top of the list. So we try to keep it well stocked.
So Paige, you know what I could really use some help with though is I'm responsible for picking a book for book club next month. Do you have anything that you'd recommend?
I'd love to help you with that. I do. I've got a great book right here, Bad Blood. The author is actually coming to Darien next month. And it's the true life story of a woman out in California who started a company. She was hailed as the next Steve Jobs and You're just going to have to read to see what happens.
Someone just mentioned this book to me.
Oh, good.
And, you know, I did hear about the event, and I think that you guys partner with other people, too, in town?
We do. We work with a lot of great local community organizations, including the Darien Library, the Darien Community Association, the local schools, and a lot of local nonprofits.
Well, what you guys do here is absolutely fabulous. It's a little gem right in Darien, and definitely an American dream. So I can't wait to get started. So do you mind if I take that with me?
Please.
All right, I'm going to get started reading. Thank you.
It is bitter cold here today in the CT, but I'm really excited because that's just a reminder that we are super close to ice skating and all the ski mountains and all that fun stuff for winter. I really do wish you wore a warmer coat, so I'm just
grabbing the warmth from that coat, but this is how I roll in a vest, so.
It's okay, it's okay. We're gonna go inside in a minute anyways, and we're gonna meet Jamie Duggan from Braden Construction. This is a project that Pinnacle Group is gonna be working on with him, and you're gonna see the before. It's a little dicey.
So?
But we're gonna also show you what it could look like afterwards, after he does his magic. So I'm really excited.
All right, let's go in.
All right. We are here now with Jamie Duggan. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me. My family was always in construction, so I've always been involved in construction in one way or another. But periodically, we'll still stay in what kind of got the whole thing started, was picking up a house here and there and turn it into a turnkey house. And one of the things that we like to do, rather than knocking it down in spec building, we're really not a spec build company, is we take houses that have good bones, like a fireplace and things like this. It has good bones, but it needs TLC. It hasn't been worked on in probably 50 years. So we'll take this and we'll give it all the modern amenities, and we'll turn it into literally a turnkey house and be at a very competitive market price by doing that.
Cool. Well, I know that we were really excited when you happened upon this project, because for us in real estate, it is all about location. And I think that this location is what everybody wants, because today everybody wants convenience.
Yeah.
And we're right around the corner from the Y.
Yeah.
Right around the corner from all the trains.
Yeah.
Stamford, center of town, Darien. I mean, it's got everything.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see how it turns out. But in the meantime, we actually are able to take a look at one of your most recent projects and show our viewers what it actually could look like.
Yeah.
So can we go do that now?
We can do that. Let's do that.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So we're here now at Braden Construction's latest project with Jamie and also his wife, Natalie. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about how you guys collaborated on this project.
What we tend to do when we collaborate on projects is our company works with multiple different designers, but a lot of times Natalie and I will collaborate on certain projects. We will be collaborating together on the project we were just at.
Oh, the one in Darien.
Yeah. So we did this one together. Mm-hmm. And what we do is, I'll do a lot of the structural, I'll do a lot of the facade, the roofing, the landscape, the hardscape, and the layout. And then Natalie comes in and she does all hardware, all cabinetry, all color, all fixtures, all tile. She does 100% of that. So when we have the same taste and the same style, so our blends work really well together. So we did that on this particular project, which we'll be doing over there. So this is a good project to get a sense of the type of finish we'll be doing over there. Mm-hmm. So as we go around this house, you'll have a sense of how that's going to be, how it's going to transform from what you just saw into a turnkey finished product.
Aesthetically, our style is bright, clean, and collected. We like a mixture of different styles, so I think that works well in all of our projects, right?
For sure, yeah.
So do you have a favorite thing about this latest project that you did here, or anything that stands out that you're like, this was my favorite part of the project?
We used to live in a home that had low ceilings, so to come and design homes that have higher ceilings makes me feel like it's grand and free and bright, and I love that. So.
Yeah, I mean, the light is probably much different.
Yes.
You guys did a beautiful job. Thanks. And I'm really glad that I got to see it. And now I'm even more excited for the Darien project.
That's going to be
I want to see that.
Great.
Thanks for watching today. We'll see you next time.
All right, the national storyline is coming up next, but before we do that, let's stay local and see the next story from your neighborhood. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Sarah Pritchard, and this is Shoshana Snyder of Snyder and Pritchard Homes. Today, we're in downtown Fairfield, Connecticut.
Today's episode is super special to us. We are not only featuring our community, but the small businesses that represent our community and give back. Head inside with me to Saugatuck Suites as we meet with Al DeGuido, the owner of Saugatuck Suites, and Al's Angels. Come on inside.
So Saugatuck Suites here in Fairfield on Reef Road has been in this location for going on 4 years. For us, it's not just about selling ice cream and candy, it's kind of creating that kind of experience. If you go downstairs and you look at the ceiling, there's all of these, characters and everything else, and we're always figuring out something fun to do for these kids, right? Al's Angels started almost 23 years ago. I was at an event that I had no idea. I was there to I was a big New York Giant football fan, and the Giants were there with their wives, and they were getting started with this hospital over Hackensack, and I had no idea. But all of a sudden, these moms kept coming up to the podium to thank the crowd that was coming and saying, hey, my son or my daughter is dying of cancer, and they're 6 years old or 7 years old. And I looked at my buddy, and I said, what the heck is going on here? And he said, I had no idea. I said, yeah, but how is it possible in the United States of America that moms with young kids are standing in front of strangers and begging for money, for food, and for clothing? I said, this is ridiculous. I spoke to my wife that night and said, listen, we got to start doing things. And Al's Angels was born. We have no full-time employees. We have no paid employees. It's a 501c3. And our whole mission that first year was to help 40 families, just provide them with their Thanksgiving meal out of our garage in Westport. And that was 24 years ago. This past year, we have provided over 4,000 families with Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah meal bins. And each meal bin has about $100 worth of groceries in it. And this year, over 21,000 toys to kids battling cancer, rare blood diseases, severe financial hardship within the tri-state area. We're gearing up for Memorial Day, obviously to kick off the summer. And we're going to be doing some fun things with the community theater. Sacred Heart is taking over that.
Great.
We're going to be doing some fun things out in front of there.
I don't think there is a household in the nearby area that does not know your name or Al's Angels or Saugatuck Suites. So you're doing it right, and we couldn't be more proud as a community to be part of it. From one small business to the next, Sarah, why don't you tell our viewers what we have in store for them?
We're here at BD Provisions, where their thinking on food was so far outside the box, they just got rid of it altogether. Come check it out. Hi, John. Thank you so much for having us here at BD Provisions today.
Sarah, appreciate you coming in. It's really nice to see you.
Of course, we were here for an event last week in the Loft, and we were really intrigued by the entire concept that your store offers. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely, Sarah. So the whole concept around our store is bulk for low waste, low packaging, or even zero waste.
Wow.
So our whole idea is, can we get people to start transitioning from packaged items in a store and come in with their own containers and/or containers that we provide, mason jars or bags, and reduce waste that's being, filling our landfills basically around the world. And we wanted to start that concept right here in Fairfield and Newtown, Connecticut. So 9 months after opening the first store, we opened this location in Fairfield, and we're super pleased.
I can imagine why. I mean, we've been in here. We absolutely love this. We brought our containers today to do a little bit of shopping, so we're super excited about that. I know you have, 240 bins?
Yeah, so we have everything from like gluten-free.
So excited to try that, by the way.
Yes, yeah, consumers love it. Gluten-free all the way to snacks that are absolutely incredible, to baking needs, to our nuts area, which is incredible, all types of assortment of nuts. My favorite is absolutely the dill peanuts that you got to try.
We were going to try that. We were talking about that.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Well, thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it. We're going to wander the store, take a few things home with us, and we will definitely be back.
All right, great. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. All right, Sarah.
I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the American Dream TV, all about Fairfield and our local businesses. See you soon.
Bye.
All right, hope you enjoyed your local story. Now, we're going to switch gears and go to the national storyline, the best of segments from the show, starting in Miami, Florida, with Catherine Ryan. Let's go check it out.
Hello and welcome to the American Dream in Miami. My name is Catherine Ryan and I'm your local real estate expert. We don't just sell homes, we also sell land, because for a lot of people, owning a home is not only the American dream, but building your own home. So we have a lot of pieces of land for sale, and Mark Twain said, buy land, they're not making it anymore. So we have the following pieces of land for sale. A multi-family lot in Coral Gables, prime location. You can build 11 units and 15,000 square feet. We have 2 pieces of land for sale in Coconut Grove. One is almost 10,000 square feet and the other one 8,000 square feet. You can build amazing homes on both of those lots. Okay, so now I'm taking you to Hibiscus Island. Hibiscus Island is a man-made island in Miami Beach, and it has been created in 1922 along with Palm Island and Star Island. The properties here are mostly on the water. You do find some houses that are not on the water, but we are looking today at a beautiful property on the water. It is under construction, so please have some imagination, because I want you to show how this building process works. And we are meeting one of the top builders and developers. He's building right now 17 homes, and he will show you how he does the whole project from start to finish. Well, I'm really excited to check out this beautiful home under construction right now. As many of you know, I love construction and dirt, and I really love seeing developments come to life. So let's go check it out. Here with Lionel Nicolai, one of the top builders and developers of luxury homes in Miami. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much to invite me.
You're very welcome. So tell us, I mean, you talk to so many people in Miami that come to you and say, hey, Lionel, I want to build a home. What do those people want, and what is important to those people that want to build a home in Miami?
Thank you very much. A very interesting question, because a lot of people want to have a new home. Because the new construction with a new code, you have a higher house, very higher, so then it's very safe for them, and they want to have a high-end finishes with a new product from the world, and to have a perfect quality of the house compared to the other one.
Oh, okay, so basically you probably have a lot of people that are very wealthy that are looking for the best of the best, right?
Exactly, they want the best of the best, and they want to decide and to design the inside with them color. They want to create them American house, American dream house.
Oh yes, we all want the American dream house, right? All right, great, so let's take a look around.
Okay, let's go.
A lot of my clients that are looking into buying land, they want to buy land because they want to build a house, because it's very intriguing to them that they get to pick their own finishes, that they have a brand new home that has never been lived in. But a lot of them are skeptical because they don't know how much time is involved from their side, how often they have to come to check on the progress, if they have to oversee the construction. How does it work with you?
With us is on more or less 18 months. What we do is what makes us special is we do a big pre-construction work. During 1 month we study all the plans with a different architect, designer and engineer, and the owner chose what he wants, and we chose before to start to work. The owner chose his bathroom, his kitchen, the floor, the design. Everything is chosen before. Then, during the construction, what he can do is with our software, he can follow up the construction from the beginning to the end on our software with a pictures, with a video. You can put a comment to the project manager to ask him a question, and he doesn't need to come because a lot.
So you take care of everything?
We take care of everything, and he just has to come to give him the key.
So, okay, let me summarize that. So the client picks all their finishes up front, and then they hand them over to you, and you take over, and then in the end, you just give them the house. Is that how it works?
Yes, exactly. Like
wow. I know for sure that my affluent clients will love that they have no headache, they pick what they want, they get it all done, and they don't have to supervise anyone. I love that. So they can pick everything and follow the progress on your software.
Exactly.
I really love that. Lionel, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
this
very much.
beautiful tour. I'm quite impressed with your work, and I can't wait to see the finished product.
Thank you very much. You will come back.
Yeah, I will come back and check back on the project, and I'm pretty sure our viewers were very, very impressed. Thank you all so much for watching The American Dream today. And if any of you is interested in building a home in Miami or Miami Beach, contact us, reach out to us. We have price lists and we have all the resources you can think of. You all have a beautiful day.
All right, your next best of segment, we're going to one of the coolest small towns in the U.S., Boise, Idaho, and we're going to go explore the entrepreneurial spirit with Jesse Taft. Let's go check it out.
If you haven't already heard, Boise and Meridian are two of the fastest growing cities in the nation, and with the massive growth comes a huge demand for housing, and new construction has quickly become one of the most prevalent purchases out in the area, from entry-level homes to full-blown custom. You can find it all out here, and today we're going to bring you to one of the most innovative builders in the area, Lasher Enterprises, and their new build in Cabin Ridge out in Meridian. Awesome, so we made it inside, nice and warm by the fire, and here with Brady Lasher, owner of Lasher Enterprises. So yeah, give us a little bit of background about yourself, living and building in the area.
Yeah, I've been living in Boise for pretty much my whole life, around Boise, I guess. I mean,
one of the few.
One of the few that's been here forever, yes. So yeah, I went to college here, went to high school here, went to college, graduated, and basically, yeah, started my own building company. My family's been in the Valley forever as well. My grandpa was a builder back in the 70s. And,
oh, wow, okay.
And my dad has been a builder for the last 20 years, and then I started my company about 5 years ago, and yeah.
The home we're standing in, give us a little bit of background or information about this one, and then we'll kind of dive into the details and let you give us a tour.
Yeah, no, this home is 2,800 square feet, just a little over 2,800. It feels much bigger than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just got huge ceilings.
Yes.
Yeah, every house that we build, that's the cool thing about us, is we're custom builders, so everything we build is like drawn by hand, it oriented in a way that the site fits it. You got killer views of Bogus, you know, you got a bunch of recreation in Boise. That's your goal, is to look at all of that.
So even throughout the build process, you and your team, which it sounds like is your wife, helping out with some of the design, come in during framing, during drywall, and start to select some of the finishes and maybe some of the accents wall that we'll showcase here in a little bit.
Yeah, no, we've got, I mean, me and my wife are primarily the designers in it. We've got a great team around Boise. Like I said, we've been in Boise for so long. Yeah, we've got a great group of subs. We've got designers at each place. We always do our stuff through certain tile companies and certain cabinet companies, and all of them are custom. That's the cool thing about us. We don't buy anything. Our cabinets are custom built. It's pretty cool, getting something exactly what you want and tailored to what you want. I mean, a home's a big purchase, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year. So it's something, if you're going to invest that much money, you want it to be what you want.
Exactly.
You want it to be what you want. Each home's different.
At the end. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the tour. This home is spectacular, and this one in particular, like you said, is custom built. It is sold, but I know you have a handful more coming up. And
oh yeah, a lot more under construction right now. We're always building something. It's hard to keep them on the market nowadays, but yeah, no, I definitely appreciate the opportunity to show you the house.
Cool. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And if you guys have any questions for myself or for Lasher Enterprises, want a home like this, give us a call. Let's get you inside one.
Coming up next, the best of segment in San Diego, America's finest city, where this show started. Seth O'Byrne is going to show us the science behind why we love views. Let's go check it out.
For those of us that have been selling luxury real estate for a very long time, it's commonly known that the higher you are up in a building, the more valuable it is. In fact, each floor comes with a different price tag that can be 2, 3, 4, and even 10 times more valuable. And the reason for that isn't just because of view. It's because when you look out at this view, there's so much more to see. You see the different moods of the morning and the twilight. You see the San Diego Bay, Point Loma, all the way out to Mexico. And there's a sense of freedom that you get up here that you just can't get on lower floors. And though it's commonplace for realtors to talk about it, this is something you need to use your senses to enjoy. We oftentimes don't question why everyone can agree on views. In real estate, it's universally the preference of everyone. For example, you might like salty foods. You might like spicy foods. You might like sweet foods. But every one of those people can all agree that a home with a view is universally more valuable. Seth, it's obvious that people love views, right? You don't have to be a genius to know that, but you do have to be a genius to understand the why behind why people love views. In fact, it's a point of contention. The discussion has been fierce. Some people say it's in our DNA. Some people say it traces back to the time when we were cavemen. Some people say that it has a connection to the churches in some sense that it's more holy being higher. Some people say it's just a matter of luxury, and people with money want to be high above everything. Views are important. In fact, if you trace it back to ancient civilizations, many of them built their kingdoms at the top of mountains, not just to protect the people that lived inside of the gates, but to make a statement to the world that that kingdom ruled the entire land. And also religious leaders believed that gods lived in the mountains. That's because it was closer to heaven. And today in residential real estate, it's no different. Views denote the home as more valuable, and oftentimes the people that own homes with views more important. And with views being so important to our human makeup, it begs a simple question. Are views really a matter of desire and want, or are views a basic human necessity? Either way, today we're going to explore a property that has unbelievable views, and we're going to explain that basic question while we see an incredible house. That's cool. I got nothing else going on today. Okay. The feeling that you get here, you really can enjoy with all of your senses, because when you're this high above it all, there's a sense of stacking of history, a stacking of civilization, a stacking of art, of culture, of ideas, of creativity. And let me explain it. Right across the street from us, we have Irving Gill, who's one of the most important architects that ever walked the planet for the world of modernism. He actually made San Diego home, and in addition to creating the Marston House, he was able to develop these incredible Victorians and craftsmen and what turned into the early modernist movement. Behind him, you have Doug Manchester's the Manchester Grand Hyatt, which stood as one of the most important properties to be built as a high-rise in downtown San Diego. At that time, it was one of the only buildings that defined our skyline. And now when you look out, you see Canadian builder Nat Bosa, who built the most daring pieces of steel and glass. Of course, the most important and recent one, Pacific Gate, which is a super prime building. And so when you see a view, you see our city, but you also see a living history of our city. It's so cool because there are very few times that you can look at buildings and think of them like history books. So you see what is, but you also see what was. Because that's what defines a city. That's what makes a view of a city like San Diego so incredibly important, is you get to look out at our city and open it up like a great novel. And then you have homes like this that are built into this living history, and they get to enjoy a view that took hundreds of years to create. And so when you look at the materials, the hardwood floors, the waterfall edge countertops, the frameless cabinetry, you get to appreciate the space, but really what you're buying is right behind me. But quick, let me rattle off the stats of this penthouse condo. You've got a bedroom here, another bedroom back here. It makes it a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a master that has a view that's so incredible. Quite frankly, you don't need a salesman to sell it. This is what everyone wants when they move to downtown San Diego. And the master bathroom is fit for a king and a queen, and quite frankly, everybody in the kingdom, because this master bathroom shower is huge. It's got a soaking tub, which is perfect for relaxing. His and hers, or his and his, dual vanity water closet, and something incredible right out this door. Running the entire length from the east side of this penthouse all the way to the front, facing the San Diego Bay, Point Loma, Coronado in downtown San Diego, is the balcony of the penthouse here at 2141. This property is really subservient to the view because someone that wants to live in this penthouse, they want to go downtown and they want to go to dinner with friends. They want to hang out at art galleries, at nightclubs, at bars. They want to experience the San Diego Bay and everything that there is to enjoy in San Diego. But it's still connected to that ancient feeling that a view makes a property more valuable because it makes us feel better. And in many ways, San Diego becomes your kingdom in this condo. And that way, this balcony becomes your throne.
All right, that's all for today's show. Hope you enjoyed the best of segments of the American Dream of January. Thank you so much to all who brought this show alive, all of you who viewed today and follow our show on social media. Thank you so much from the American Dream team, and of course, we'll see you next week.